I'm here today to talk about The Walking Dead. As topical as that is. Now, they had recently announced like a new spin-off where it's like Michonne and Rick will be coming back together. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start rewatching The Walking Dead because I remember when The Walking Dead was first coming out, it would be every Sunday. This was way before people had like on demand type stuff, DVR shit. Like you had some people had it, but mostly it wasn't existent, so you had to wait for the rerun to show. And yeah, like it was one of those shows that like people hated this. Like people would spoil the shit out of it all the time on Facebook, at work. Uh, I don't know if it was on Twitter. I wasn't so much on Twitter back then, but it would just get spoiled so much. So it's just funny to like rewatch it now, and it's still going. They have what the regular season. They have Fear the Walking Dead. They have that one with Negan and that girl. I'm sure they have another one too. I can't recall, but anyway, we're gonna talk about the first season, which started it all. You know what happens? Carl, no, not Carl. What's his name? Fucking Andrew Lincoln. What the fuck is his name? Rick Grimes. Coral. No, Rick Grimes. He's a sheriff, and he gets shot real bad. Gets put in the hospital. Wakes up to a world that's like full of zombies, but they call them walkers, right? And so he's tripping out. It's a lot like the beginning of 28 Days Later or whatever, and he's going back to where his family home is, and he comes across a black dude and his kid named Morgan. The son's Dwayne, and they kind of let him know what's up with the zombies to what they know, their knowledge, and you know he makes friends with them because he's such a great social person. He always making friends, and he takes off. I think the Morgan and his son were like, "You should go to the city. That's where I hear it's good for survivors or whatever." There, uh, he goes to the city, I guess, of Georgia, and it's like packed full of zombies, and he's like in trouble there, about to get fucking screwed over, being in a tank. He's trapped, no hope, and then he hears a voice, and it's some China dude named Glenn, and Glenn helps him out, talks him through how to get to where they're at, and they come up with a few people that are scavenging, which is the redneck racist Merle and the black guy T-Dog. And yeah, Merle's super racist. He's using the N-word, calling the dude a Chinaman, and it's funny that I could say Chinaman, but not say the N-word. But whatever, that's just the world, right? So they're fighting, and Rick handcuffs Merle to something on a roof, like an air duct or something, or an air conditioning duct, and they leave. They go back. They leave him there. They escape. Oh, Lori, what's her name? Lori's there too. This white girl, and they all go back to a camp where, unknowingly to Rick, his son is there, his wife is there, and then his best friend is there, and his best friend's taking care of the wife and the son like they're his, and he's like boning the shit out of Rick's wife, his best friend, right? And so when they see when they see Rick, they trip out. They're like, "Oh my God, my husband's still alive!" And there's like mixed emotions with the wife. Like she's happy that he's alive, but also it's like, "Wait, I thought you were dead. Like I've kind of moved on." You know what I mean? And let's see, starter relation includes the rest group. There's a whole like core of people there that I guess eventually become more main characters, but it's funny seeing like the beginnings of them, like Daryl, which is Merle's brother, Amy, Andrea, which I don't know if Andrea is the one. No, Lori was there. No, Lori's the wife. Andrea's the one that was with Rick over there at the they were trying to uh, rescue what's their face or get out of there. But yeah, unbeknownst to Rick, they have a Shane and Lori and Carl there at the camp, and Shane's like I said, boning the shit out of Lori. They didn't know that Rick was still alive. They thought he was dead. That's what Shane thought he saw. So they left Merle there. Daryl was all pissed. He's like, we gotta go get my brother back, you pieces of shits, and they're talking shit to the Chinaman and all that stuff. And you have other characters there. Amy, Andrea was with them there when they were getting supplies. Morales, Carol and Ed with the daughter Sophia, Jim, Dale, and Jackie. So they decide to go back to go rescue Merle and get like a bag of tools and stuff. Oh, and get the weapons as well that Rick had left there. And they, they go back. Merle's not there to be found. His hand's left there though. He used the saw from the tools that were left behind, sawed his hand off, cauterized the wound. They went down to go get the, Glenn and Daryl went to go get the fucking weapons, and they run into a bunch of Mexicans that they need to go like try to get Glenn back because the Mexicans took Glenn. And the Mexicans seemed all tough at first, but they were just like taking care of old people like in a nursing home and stuff. So Rick does the good guy thing, the Paragon thing, and gives them like some weapons to help them make it, and then they come back. The truck's gone that they had driven there with, so they think Merle took it. So they walk back to camp. At camp, Lori and I'm sorry, not Lori. Andrea and her sister catch a bunch of fish. They're having fun, and then a bunch of zombies attack them, killing a lot of their people, including Andrea's younger sister. Before they get too overran and flanked by the walkers, Rick shows up with the rest of the team, and they like take out all the walkers. And one of the dudes that gets taken out is Carol's husband, who's like like a real wife beater. Like he was talking shit to the girls the day before. They were talking about what they missed and about normal life or regular life, and fucking Andrea was like, I miss my vibrator, and fucking Carol's like, I miss mine too, and they're all giggling and laughing, and he comes and starts slapping them around, and Shane, like being so angry about the whole Lori and fucking Rick situation, beats the shit out of that guy Ed. Beats the shit out of him and tells him like, don't ever touch your wife or your daughter or your women like that, and that was pretty good. But And beats him so bad that they have to like CGI bruises on him and shit. But anyway, he's one of the victims of all the walkers coming in. Uh, they're they're torn. They don't know if they should leave because Rick has like hope that maybe the CDC, I guess that's really close. You know, drives away, has like an idea for a cure. They have to have a cure or something. We all know the way a CDC really handles things now isn't very efficient or well done. But they decide to go, the whole team except the Mexicans. The Mexicans go a different way, and they make it to the CDC where the dude there is getting all red wine drunk. He invites them in. They have hot showers, which everyone seems to love hot showers. Like at the beginning, when Carl met, I mean Carl, I always call him Carl. When Rick met the black dude at the beginning, what was his name? Trying to see what his name was here. I had his name here. Morgan and his son Dwayne, right? Whenever he met Morgan's son Dwayne, they were able to go take a hot shower at the police station, and they just like a hot shower is always like a good time for an apocalypse. I guess that's just a big ass luxury. You know, you forget how hot showers what you need to have them. You know. But yeah, they end up at the CDC. They're there getting wine drunk, hoping there's a cure. The dude there, the doctor, tells them there, was never really a cure. They were trying to find it, but they never did in their amount of time. He has a Resident Evil clock going down to a certain point where the power will go out and the whole CDC will explode. He's telling them they can't get out. But Rick doesn't like that answer. None of them like that answer, except the black girl Jackie. She decides to stay because that doctor promises her, oh, it's just 1 second of a painless death or whatever, and you'll explode, burn into flames, blah, blah, blah. So they escape the CDC. They drive away, and that's kind of where it ends, where they don't really know where they're going, but they have hope that maybe they can find a place to like live safely somewhere, and a couple things are like foreshadowed, like Merle with his hand, and he comes back like in season 3 or 4. You have the helicopter flying around, which I don't know if it's the governor or someone higher up, flying around, and yeah, no, it's a good season because to me it's short and sweet. It's shot great. They chose a lot of actors that weren't well known. I know the guy who wrote Walking Dead and directing it, that Frank Darabont. He knows a lot of these actors, so he's worked with them. But he basically turned them into stars, whenever they started on here. So, yeah, it's just weird seeing them at their beginnings and knowing that this goes on for like 10, 12, 15 more years, And, yeah, again, watching this and remembering those days where you had to wait till Sunday to watch it, and if you didn't watch it, you had to wait till the rerun, and everyone at work spoiling it for you, or they're spoiling it on Facebook like pieces of shits, and yeah, like people would get pissed off at each other if you spoiled The Walking Dead, and now everything just gets spoiled. I've already seen the Flash like movie on TikTok in Spanish, like already the whole thing, So I don't know, but yeah, I'll just keep watching The Walking Dead. I know that the next seasons get a lot more episodes. It's like 8, it's like 16, so it's like split into 8 and then another 8, which was even more terrible back then because you didn't have streaming where you could binge it all, so people had to actually wait. But yeah, let me know what you think of my recap review. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think of The Walking Dead, if you remember watching it, if you were into it, if you've ever seen it. And it's on Netflix if you do want to watch it. And yeah, I'll keep putting this out. If you want to listen to my podcast, That's All Funny. You can find it anywhere podcasts are available. Just search That's All Funny. Put it out daily, like a 15 to 20 minute episode every day of just stuff. You can check out the YouTube if you're on there right now for bonus videos about wrestling or whatever the hell I just feel like doing. Or if you want to check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Lorenzo Ariola. Help support the channel like that. $5 gets you in. You get ad-free episodes and other bonus content. But yeah, we'll keep watching The Walking Dead and see what happens, because there's a certain point where I don't know what happens. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Bye, guys.